Happy Halloween. Hope everyone had a great day. And we still got a little bit of Halloween theme going on here, I think. Um, it's not specific Halloween, but it's a creepy crawly thing. It's a stag beetle. It's from ROKR. The series is called Mechanical Age. There's some other text here. Organisms awaken. Mecha. Organe? I don't know. I'm not sure what that's all about there. Mecha organism. So it's a mechanical organism. Organisms awaken. Mechanical engaging jaws. That's cool. Metal flapping membrane wings. We energy indicator light. We did another Beetle. I think there's like 3 in this Beetle series that they have. There's probably even more in this Mechanical Age series, but there's 3 Beetles for sure. And the other one we did have flapping wings. It was these membrane wings. They're like, I don't know what, like kind of some plastic-ish material, and they like flap, and they make a sound when they flap. And then the light, this one has the light on top. I think the other one had the light like in the nose. Anyway, it was very similar, the one we did. Maybe I'll go and grab it. Hold on a second. Let me go grab it. It's a little dusty. It's been sitting out a while. But you might even see dust fly off the wings if this turns on. So this was ROKR, I don't know, some sort of beetle, some sort of ROKR beetle. There we go. Okay, so it lights up in the back. Oh, I accidentally turned it off. It's got a compass. It's got some spinning gears, but I think they're fake. And it's got some wings that flap. I mean, that's like, I guess the coolest part. It's from ROKR. So these are part of the same series. And I actually have 3 of these. This is the second one I'm doing. I feel like I have to keep all 3. I mean, if they're part of the series and I kept the first one. Or, you know what? Maybe I could do a contest. When I've built all 3, maybe I can do like, I don't know. Just, send them out to someone who's watching this show, whoever wants it. All right, let me put this away for now. So I'm not going to build this tonight. What we're going to do tonight is we're just going to unbox it. And then... and that's going to be it for tonight. We'll build it some other night. And I'm not even sure that day 2 will be tomorrow. Day 2 will be sometime. It might be tomorrow. It might be a week from now. Let's get some of this stuff on camera. Okay, so it's ROKR. It's designed by RoboTime. Series name is Mechanical Age. Product name is Stag Beetle. Model number is M103. We're going to need all that for the description. ABS metal, RoboTime, number 18, Shang Road, Shiyang, Shangjing, Jiangsu province. I don't know how to speak Chinese. Let's just check out some other stuff going on here. Twin barrel, quick firer. Does it shoot? Backside laser turret. Oh, this is a combat. 115 by 185 by 100 millimeters. Armored protective wings. This is a battle beetle. Energy transportation route. Strong triple fail flow. I don't know. There's a picture there of the parts. I guess there's going to be three rows of plastic parts, and then there's going to be probably a bunch of metal parts and some other things, and we'll probably have to add batteries. I think the box is a little bigger than the previous Beetle, and I think if you look at this, I think it looks a little bigger because you can tell. See the wings here? They're probably the same size as the wings here, but if that's the case, it has like 4 claws that extend in front. This one doesn't have any. And then the wings on top are longer. And I can just tell you the box is bigger. I just remember the other Beetle box. Anyway, let's stop talking about it. Let's open it. Which is all we're going to do for today, is open it. But anyway, let's do it. The ROKR Stag Beetle. So what did everyone do for Halloween? Tell me in chat. Or I shouldn't say tell me. I should say tell us. Let's have a conversation. All right. It didn't say how many pieces on the outside. And I forget if the instructions are a paper or a booklet. If it's a booklet, then I'm going to change where it says segment on the scoreboard. I'm going to have it say page. Yeah, I'll tell you, it feels nice. It's like raised. Some of it is raised. The wings, they're raised. They're like on one of those like glossy baseball cards. And so is actually the whole Beetle. Not the whole Beetle. The body isn't raised. But the wings, both sets of wings, and all of the claws and antennas are raised. But for some reason, the body is not. The body is just a regular print there. How do we get this open? I think right here, maybe. Yep. There we go. Oh, yeah, I remember this from the first Beetle puzzle. Is that the day it was boxed? Can you see that? 2023, 5/9, May 9th, 2023. You know, I got this. That's about when I got this. This has been sitting on my desk for a while. So I probably got this straight out the factory. Yeah, I think I'm like becoming trusted by these manufacturers. Even though I'm not a great I'm not a great builder, the fact that I do the whole thing. Look, there's an additional code here. Code N0, code no 03. That's an O followed by a 0. So that's an additional code. Organisms Awaken, ROKR, line art, colored. You can see the flap, the wing flap path. And you can see the claws on top. Yeah, I think these, at this point, these manufacturers, puzzle creators, trust me. Even though I'm not a great puzzle builder, I think they trust that I'm going to show the complete build online, and maybe that's somehow attractive to them. All right, so we've got 4 plastic sheets here. Doesn't seem like a lot, but as I recall, it's not such an easy puzzle to do, model. Here's the booklet. M103, code no 03. We have to record that. All right, there's a 1. That's a segment. Yeah, segment 1. But it also has page numbers. So, like, the segment goes across multiple pages. So this is showing, excuse me, page 2, segment 1, still segment 1. I don't know what that second one means. Then we go to page 1, and now it's a 2 underneath. Maybe panel 2, maybe section 2, but it's page 3. Now we go to segment 2, and this is broken down segment like 2-1, 2-2. You can see the 2-2, and it's 4, page 4. So I think I'm going to label this by page numbers, but I'll announce the segments. So like segment 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6. It comes from China, this product, and this labeling apparently makes sense to them. I'm just going to go by the page number. I'm glad that they also include that. There's 3. So it's like 3.0, 3.1, 3.2. Oh, by the way, YouTube gives me like stats. I'll just mention this while I'm setting up the scoreboard. YouTube gives me stats every week, and they try to do it in like manageable segments. So they'll like highlight something different each week. I'm not sure how many things they have. Maybe at some point they start repeating. But anyway, what they highlighted this week was the country with the second most views to my channel, and it was UK. Which I think UK, that's like multiple countries, right? Like Ireland, Scotland, England. I'm not really an expert on how the UK works, but I believe that's how it works. Anyway, I thought Canada was going to be second, but it was the UK. So thank you, everyone watching in the UK. And anyone watching anywhere else, mention in the chat where you're watching from. All right, so I think before I start building, I'll either find a PDF copy of this online, or I'll scan this book. That way I can have it show up like in the corner. See, that's my like iPad there. I mean, it's not doing anything right now. We're just showing this like apple because that looked like this squirrel puzzle that we were doing recently. But when I digitize the book, then we can have it show up in the corner while we're building. All right. So there was this piece of like wax paper. There's the main body of it. They're pretty big pieces. Some of this is just like BS. You know, like Star Wars when they have a ship and they'll have like all this little detail, but nobody's really worked out where all those pipes and stuff are going. They just kind of, you know, make it look busy. You know, and they do that in comic books too. So here's two more pieces. I think this has some stuff that's thought out, like the claws and the wings and the turbines and the lights, but I think they've got a lot of other stuff that's maybe it's thought out, maybe it's just busy. There's a third sheet in here, or a second sheet in one box. It's a small clear sheet. There's actually not too much here. Most of the pieces are in here. So this is labeled A, B. It's actually labeled A-ABS and B-BDS. So like Babs. And then this one is like cabs, dabs, and EPVC. I think this clear one is probably the EPVC. And there's more. We're not done yet. There's like more in this box. Like, what is this piece of paper down here? It's actually more than a piece of paper. Oh, right, the base. We'll take a look at that in a second. So this is it's basically just a key to what all the parts are. So the part names, item number, silver wing right, silver wing left. And everything's labeled. It's got a P number. So it'll be referred to in the book. Excuse me. I'll scan that as well. All right. So this is the base. You saw that in action with the previous model. There's a connector, electronic connector back there. It's not opened yet, obviously. It's wrapped up. The battery pack under here. So obviously we're going to put in a battery, we're going to connect up the cable, and we're going to press the button. The ROKR plate, you see those two, can you see those two screws? I don't know. You can't really see them any better here, at least not, you can't see them at the same time, but there's two screws there, and there's a metal plate that we're going to wrap around. So where is the metal plate? I guess it's in here. It's got to be, right? Let's see here what we got. All right, so we got tools there. There's some lubrication, some toothpicks, screwdriver. What else we got here? Some metal rods, some screws. Those screws might hold in that plate we were talking about. That might be the wing section. Yeah, that definitely is, because this is the underside of the wing. There's a file. Remember that plate we were talking about? The ROKR insignia, the ROKR logo? There it is. That we're going to bend that and screw that into the front. And then I think it's just a bunch of screws in here. There might be some cables. There might even be a circuit board. Yeah, there's the circuit board. There's some cables. There's a capacitor. Here's some gear transfer axle. I'm not going to speculate on everything, but we're going to build it, so we're going to see what it is eventually. We're going to get to this. Not tonight. It's going to be a short show tonight. We're just showing what we got in the box. I believe that's it. I don't think there's anything left in here. All right. So that's the ROKR Stag Beetle. We're not gonna assemble it tonight. Tell you what, I'll flip through the instructions. Let's do that. I'll flip through the instructions a little bit and then I'll sign off. So there's the parts list. All right, here's the instructions. Some warning. We're going to start at the base. The first thing we're going to do is screw in that that ROKR plate. Got to get that branding right. Yep, we're going to use the screwdriver to pull the cables out. We're going to get the cable through the base. That little thing is going to hold up the Beetle. Wow, we put the wings on page 4. We're going to attach the wings. So this motor is pretty much already built, and we're just going to cable it up. We're just going to feed the cable through the base, connect the motor, and connect the wings. So I'll tell you, it looks like the wings should work on day 1 of the build, but I can tell you that from the first one that the wings didn't work until it was completely done. On the last day, I thought it was going to be a fail. And then I pressed the button and the wings flapped. I was like in shock because I had been testing it all along and the wings hadn't been flapping. We got some precision work here, which will be tough for me, but I'll use like needle nose pliers or something. All right. What do you think? Maybe like a 4 or 5 day build? I mean, it's not really that much going on here. It's not that many pieces, but there's a lot of little parts. Like, look at here. There's a lot of, like, meticulous little parts and screws and stuff. It might take a few days. There's the button. So I guess we're done at this point. Test. Yeah, it says here, test wing operation. Test 2, claw operation. Well, that's nice. I don't remember the claws doing anything in the previous one, so that'll be cool. We'll see what the claws do. The previous one just spun around gears, flapped wings, and turned on lights. It didn't move its claws. This one has claws that stick out, and I guess they're going to do something. Press the steel shaft lightly with the screwdriver. Limit its position to test if the claws can open and close. So the claws are going to just like open and close, I think. Probably. Let's see. You know what? At least it's something. All right, then we're going to... What are we doing here? Are we still adding pieces after all that testing? Borrowed part for testing, trim it twice. Yeah, I guess these wings go on after the testing. There's like, I don't know, just some little pieces go on after the testing. More cabling? Arrange the wires in the order as shown. Suggest to use the screwdriver to assemble terminals. Now, we already tested the claws and the wings. What are we wiring up? Is this like an alternative configuration? Are they repeating these segments? No, that's a new segment, segment 8. Well, I'm not sure why that would be. Why we would be doing cabling after we did testing. Before assemble, make sure the long gear is engaged. All right, so what is this gear going to do? Assemble 8 screws. Huh. Huh. There's no additional tests. All right. After starting, it can run continuously for 3 minutes. It will automatically stop after 3 minutes, so don't worry about forgetting. Low battery may cause the wings to vibrate slowly or stop vibrating. In this case, replace the battery. Do not touch the wings and expose gears during operation to prevent hurt. All right, don't get hurt touching those gears. Please keep the toolkit of the product properly for later maintenance. It's just like, it's not like a correct sentence structure. Please keep the toolkit of the product. I think it should say maybe stored properly for later maintenance, but it just says properly. Just keep it properly. All right. The art on the back of the cover looks nice. All right. I think it's going to be nice. It's a very nice book. It's nice pieces. It's part of a series. I think it's a nice little thing we got here. How long is it going to take? No more than a week, I would think. But maybe as few as a few days. I'm not really sure. We'll find out. Once again, happy Halloween. I'm John Rep. This is Just Rest Your Eyes. Good night, and see you tomorrow.